Power Book 4 Force, Season 2, Episode 7. Or 8? 7.
8.
Was this 8?
It's episode 8.
Tommy doesn't know where the Fed came from. With some fast thinking, Vic was able to leverage the tracker he was given by the Feds. Tommy goes to look for a logbook on the Fed, but Vic tells him to get out of there.
Shit? How did he not find? Where was that shit at?
It was in the car, I thought they said.
Yeah, it was, but how didn't Vic find it? He probably was stuck. See, like, man, I don't trust this fucking the ADA. I don't fuck with her. And I wouldn't have bet my life on, all right, let me get out of here and get the information to him. Yeah. I probably would have went with Tommy killed him, but y'all would have had to come and find me to tell y'all that. I wouldn't have came to y'all. I wouldn't have brought that recording. Cause I don't trust her. I feel like she's the type that she's going to burn everybody for political expediency.
For sure.
To get ahead. Even homeboy that she canoodling with right now, he's food. He's food to her. The minute she's has to drop him, she's going to.
She will.
Like a load of bricks.
He don't even see it coming.
No, she don't. And she just she's no different than any of these characters we see in the show. It is so funny that they end up writing the criminals just like they write the cops, and the cops just like they write the criminals. They think the same way, they connive the same way, they look for shortcuts the same exact way, while they out here preaching behind their doctrine and their law and their careers. It's like, nigga, you do everything they do just from the protection of a badge.
Yeah.
You lie, you cheat, you steal, you threaten people's lives for information. You are no different. None. And so it's just a comical pursuit of criminals chasing criminals. Only one of the criminals got a badge.
So the cops are Eddie Guerrero?
Yeah. We lie, we cheat, we steal.
Oh, that's crazy.
They're not looking back on it. That's insane that was his moniker.
Right.
For
obvious reasons.
Insane. But shout out to Eddie Guerrero, man.
Facts. Tommy heads back to his crib to check for more bugs, and Maria is still in bed. Tommy tells her that he doesn't want to lie anymore about the business, so he gives her the opportunity to prod for more, which is smart because I think he suspected her of possibly being a snitch, and when she didn't ask for more, she passed his test. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah, okay.
Side note, Tommy has dated enough Hispanic women to speak a bit of Spanish, but not know what a quinceañera is. I thought that was a little weird.
Come on, man. All the details can't fit in a show where the details don't matter.
Fair. But I feel like a quinceañera is...
You're asking for too much.
It's like somebody knowing what a bar mitzvah is.
You're asking for too much.
Fair enough. I could have swore when Diamond and Leon's mama did it that they were at his place, but somehow she's cooking breakfast at her place.
Because Leon gone. And she talking about homeboy coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? I thought I told him to stay gone.
Yep.
I ain't done doing business in here, brother.
She claims Diamond ain't nobody special, but she got a big ass grin on her face. She calls him out on being a drug dealer, which is good enough for her box, but not good enough for Leon.
I just, all of this conversation is leveling out from all of the questions that we had before. Right? Like, now if this is just a fling to her, that she has to keep her distance in the interest of keeping her son safe, that makes complete sense. That is just not. Why did we have to get this far into it for that to be shown?
Yeah.
Like, because you was writing her as a hooker.
Yeah.
And then she turned into a damsel in distress because she was with the ghoulish of all ghouls. And then now she's the responsible, sensible parent and mother that we would expect to see from the jump.
Yeah.
Why did she have to be any of those other things first? And I think that has something to do with the herky-jerky nature of having different people write every episode.
That's fair.
I just don't like the style. I'm not fond of it.
Sure. Diamond takes the unnecessary option of lying to her because he apparently wants to be Stepfather of the Year. Lying about his past and how he's not.
I didn't necessarily take him as being a liar. But more so of like, that's not who I am anymore. That's not who I'm trying to be. Like, that's not all of me. Like, I'm more than that is what I thought he was trying to get to. But yeah, nigga, you is going to have to choose. Because you's doing quite a few woozy things in this episode. And it's like, I understand him wanting to have a normal life, but then you also had to compartmentalize. You got to prioritize a little bit better, because the shit that you was sitting there waiting on him with I don't feel like it outranked what needed to be done that day.
Sure. Yep.
You know, but then again, who's to say that Diamond survives if, you know, he doesn't stay there with the kid and show him how to tie. You know?
Fair enough. Vic is having nightmares about shooting Vargas. There's a knock at the door, and it's Stacy's boyfriend, husband, cop dude, which I don't remember his name. He takes her to see Stacy, and Vic plays dumb when Vargas's body is mentioned. Stacy's goofy ass got played, and yet she still wants to bark orders at niggas like she has the upper hand. One of your agents is dead. You don't...
Yeah, you're a lot more fucked than he is. Because he's still your only in, and you can't burn him yet. You can only threaten him.
Yeah.
You can only threaten him.
Stacy decides she wants to raid CBI without warrants. Bitch, are you dumb?
Yo, I don't give a fuck. What do you do? You need to show some force. But even still, she's not talking like fucking a pimp named Slickback while she's doing it. She just sounds like a mad cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, she just...
But she's absolutely corrupt. She don't care about nothing except for landing this case so that her ass doesn't get clipped. This has nothing to do with Tommy. It has nothing to do with saving people or helping drug addicts or victims of violent crime. All of that shit is good publicity for her, so that she was able to get this fucking task force, and she was able to kind of ride that into the political stratosphere. Mm-hmm. You know, that's real life, for real. That is the life of a district attorney. If you are vying for that position, district attorney is not your aim. Mm-hmm. You know, that's not where you're trying to go. You have aspirations well beyond your municipality.
Yep.
And it's a sort of an audition. What can you do? How can you govern? How can you handle leadership? How can you follow through on a directive? How can you bring people to justice? That's what that's about. And that's her only motivation. She don't care nothing about these people. I promise you, she does not give a shit about anybody involved in this case or anybody who was hurt.
And hasn't from the jump.
Does not give a shit. She doesn't care. She's literally threatening civilians at this point.
Yeah.
In this episode. So like, I really don't be I don't be caring what happened to these cops. Even Vargas, because you all up her ass, man. You knew she was wilding. He knew she was wilding. He knew it. But hey, it's my boss. I'm taking orders. Okay. Yeah, all right. You took something, all right. Slug.
She also says that she's going to go rattle another cage.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Tommy and Vic discuss what happened and what needs to happen going forward. When Tommy says to keep circles tight, that made me immediately think of Leon's mama and all the shit that she knew. Tommy wants to make a play on the Sons of Destruction since Shay is in town. CBI got beef with them, but they are the biggest crew that the Serbs supply, so it's game over if they can get them.
Well, I mean, he's a well-known drug-affiliated person, so her knowing that isn't necessarily what he's talking about. Like, we can't have nobody in our day-to-days, our movements, where we hide and shit, that kind of stuff. I
guess I just assumed that it would go there at some point. Like, he'd be like, oh, yeah, Tommy told me to keep my circle tight, and she knows too much.
Nah.
And it would at least make him paranoid about it.
He ain't gonna do that to her.
Well, no, now it's going a completely different direction. Tommy has a plan to get the Serbs to go after Miguel and meet with Che at the quinceañera amongst meeting the SODs with Diamond. So that's the plan.
Damn, able to set my niggas Miguel up.
Yep.
And then you know what he gonna do? He can make the Serbs buy from him.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
Oh well.
I mean, Miguel, he's a hothead, man. And he's also overconfident. So he just like his grandma said, he let him sneak up behind him. Mm-hmm. And now he got everything that he needs, and you can't touch him. We'll talk about it later, but you can't do shit.
Yikes. Claude shows up at Shanti's gym. She mentions her girlfriend that she flew out a couple episodes ago. Claude claims new territory at the Viagra Triangle, territory that her girlfriend wanted off limits from Shanti, but Claude is dumb as hell. Shanti is upset that Claude wasn't honest up front, but she works with her anyway.
She just know who to be afraid of. She watched White Boy that robbed him get a 2-piece and said, you know what? I'd much rather you be mad at me than her. Right? Okay. We're going to have an argument. We're going to have fisticuffs. And I'm not a boxer. So I think I'm going to do the deal that I, just set up before, you and all of this, we in the world, our empire shit, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to pull myself out the dumps. I had to start making some money. I figured that shit out. So I think you should just let me do that, and stay over there.
And Claude being who she is, she's going to kill her anyway, so.
Do you think old girl is part of a separate operation into the Flynn organization? Because Stacey doesn't give a shit about the Flynn organization. She really doesn't care. Do you think that old girl popping back up into Claudia's life right after her dad was murdered could possibly be she's working for another operation to try to take down Claudia? And that's why she's so hard on, nah, fuck with me, because I need to be in every part of the business because I need to collect all this information.
Could be.
I feel like
there has to be a reason.
The way she pulled up was so random. The timing was way too convenient. It was like, Claudia needs a shoulder to cry on. Bam! Long lost love, a established lover that we haven't seen yet or even heard of before.
If that's the case, punt her to next season.
I think mostly they will. Obviously, this whole thing with Ashanti is going to cause a conflict.
Yeah. No, punt her to next season.
I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to come to head in this season.
Yeah, it's we're almost coming up to episode 10, so like you're not going to be able to tie those loose ends that quickly. Mm-hmm. Punt that to next season, and then we'll see what's up with her.
Yeah.
The cage Stacey pulls up to rattle is Tommy. Stacey thinks because she got a picture of Tommy and Mariah together that she got the upper hand, but Tommy put in a call to Jenny Sue, his lawyer, not lawyer person. Vic is absolutely confused on what he wants to do with the clothes he wore that night, it seemed. I don't know what. I assume that the clothes he was messing with in the little closet, that was the clothes that he wore that night.
No, he was contemplating running. He was packing his bag and then said, shit, if I run, I'm going for the rest of my life. I'll never be able to stop moving. Hold on, wait. So I felt like he was going back and forth between, I need to run, and he was like, nah, I can't run.
Okay, fair enough. Tommy shows up, and the anxiety and dread and guilt is written all over Vic's face, especially since he hasn't slept in a while.
Said, you don't look good.
Yeah. Vic points Tommy in the direction of Jenard as being one of the ones who may have been working with the feds.
He's so obvious, man. He's so obvious. Why he wouldn't go to Tommy and be like, hey, look, man, I went to the feds and tried to offer them up my sister, and they told me they want you. So now, look, we can work this, get this Rico out of here, and then we can start making some money. But he over here talking all this, I want to live another life, man. Hey, Glow didn't want you to do this to Tommy. Glow didn't want this.
Facts.
And Tommy tried to save you and her life. So I don't understand why he didn't take the opportunity. You've already been double crossing him and trying to keep him back. Why not let him know from jump?
That makes too much sense because then
Tommy wasn't even your target.
If you don't do that, Tommy's going to kill you the second he finds out.
I mean, he's already on his ass. Like Tommy doesn't take long to like fall upon conclusions.
Yeah.
He will assume something before he lets something go too long without him figuring it out. I feel like. As wild as Tommy is, as like, erratic at times, he's not very easy to sneak up on. Nobody has ever been able to do that, even going back to Power. Mm-hmm. It's not very easy to sneak up on, even if you're a ghost. I think he probably figures out Vic is a snitch, and then instead of just deading him, he ends up using Vic. And that's probably going to blind him to Jenard and Ashanti for a little bit longer, especially since we'll get to it.
Diamond's PO pulls up at the barbershop to commend him on an inspiring speech, and because of the results of the speech, he doesn't demand a piss test.
Yeah. I thought you wanted him to denounce CBI.
He did, but apparently he's happy
cool
regardless.
Yeah, it's all good. Okay.
Apparently some people turned in some guns, so that's all that needed to happen.
Bet.
Miguel and Chavo meet up at Miguel's. Miguel attempts to extend his hand in the DSD's supposed time of need because Latinos have to work together in this bitch-ass city. Chavo wants to talk numbers, but when Miguel doesn't speak the right numbers, Chavo explains that he made a deal with Tommy. Chavo runs his mouth so much that he even explains the coalition that Tommy is running. Turns out that Tommy may have been right about his timing going to speak with Che and sending the Serbs against Miguel.
They're too big already. There's nothing he can do. He kills Tommy. He shuts off his pipeline right now.
Yeah.
Shuts it off right now. And then he really pushes it over because even that can kind of be worked around in time. You go to all of the generals that Tommy put together and said, okay, cool, y'all together. I'm in charge now, and this is the way it's going to go. And then you kill Tommy. But that takes time, right? And then he doesn't have that time because Tommy didn't afford it to him. Because I'm going to see Che tonight at the quinceañera. But now, again, why and this is probably budget, but why in the fuck is every event that these people have at that goddamn warehouse where they be chopping people up?
I made a comment.
She had her quinceañera where this man put his hand into liquid nitrogen and smash it into a million pieces in the back.
Yep.
Why? Now we got a lot of money. We got a whole lot of money. If we can rent out some private shit, so homeboy Che can come in there. Ain't nice no lies. Shit. We can get some shit that's real secluded and private. So I know we got some known criminals in here, but it don't be no better for a known criminal being at a known criminal hideout. So so stupid. Let alone have his daughter's quinceañera there. That's some old Godfather shit. All the niggas in the same room at the same time. Right. We just gonna air that bitch out red wedding style. That's simple. Nuts.
Very nuts. Tommy yokes up Jenard because of his bullshit with Becky with the good hair. Jenard redirects Tommy at Vic, and Tommy tells Jenard to not make him sorry he let him back into CBI, which was crazy, I thought.
Yeah, it's a little nuts because he did it with his brother. He's like, you lucky you even back in this bitch. And I know he was like, Ashanti was right. We can let this white man do this
right then and there.
Let this white man do this to us.
Claudia's putting cash in her safe that was empty when Dow raided that shit. Mirkovich shows up and tells Claude that she was playing with her life by hiding the Viagra triangle. Claude thought she'd keep the Serbs' protection but not give Mirkovich a cut of the new business. Bitch, are you dumb? The Serbs get the heads up that Tommy is meeting with the SODs. Tommy sends Diamond a text confirming the meeting with the SODs, and then Leon and his mama pull up to the shop. Leon is getting interviewed about his anti-violence campaign, and bro won't be able to make it because it'll interfere with the meeting with the SODs. Diamond claims that he's not busy because he wants to play Stepfather of the Year more than expand the business.
Diamond. Just because you missed this time with this little boy, you can go and do that shit. Pop up at the house later with some ice cream and shit and be like, hey, how did it go? Talk to me about it, blah, yada, yada. Let's watch it on the TV together. It'd be a nice little thing, man. Sometimes grown-ass men have things to do, and it's okay to be like, hey, yo, I'm busy, but I'm rooting for you. We can practice a little bit if you come in here early. You know what I'm saying? There's so many ways around this foolishness that they write to make people have to die. It was just like a signal, like, no, he's fucking dead. He's dead. Just start crying now because he's fucking dead, and it's gonna be. It wasn't even Diamond's fault for it. I mean, we'll talk about it. But anyways,
JP turns the light on, and Kate is hungover as fuck. Apparently, she went back to New York.
JP.
Yeah. Yep. After Kate blames her relapse on Tommy killing D-Mac, JP comes clean. JP is now using D-Mac as a ploy to keep her clean.
This dummy doesn't know who she is. You don't know who he fucking with, man. You don't know who you fucking with. And now she back on that shit, too? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, dog. They gonna scoop her up. Yeah, when they find out that that's Tommy's mother, and they probably gonna find out on some bullshit, like some trash. She gonna get arrested or some shit like that and call Jenny Lou. And they gonna put 2 and 2 together and be like, oh, that's Tommy Egan's mother. Let's press her. What do you know? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Then they gonna pull D-Mac and Tommy in. Where's your son? Where's D-Mac? Da-da-da-da-da. It's gonna be a whole fucking shit show.
Yeah.
Force season 4. Right there. 3. That's the main. No, is this season 2?
This is 2.
Okay, season 3. Yep. That's gonna be the plot line right there.
Terrible.
There it is, folks. And he didn't even have to do that, man. He didn't have to do that. You said it yourself. She was a junkie way before D-Mac. Yep. Way before, and your sobriety is on you and blah, 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 blah. But as a little trinket, I'll tell you the biggest information that you absolutely cannot have and risk everything. Mm-hmm. Risk him.
Yep.
Hey, ain't nobody gave a fuck about Seamus Finnegan.
Facts.
Nobody give a damn. I wouldn't be surprised if Homeboy got fired for some reason. And that's why he was pressing Diamond so hard for that money.
Yeah, but he don't have no friends on the force.
It seemed like it. His name is. He's a black man named Seamus Finnegan. Now, how many friends do you think Seamus Finnegan had growing up? I got revitiligo.
Yeah, no, bro he's fucked up out here. He's done. Well, he's obviously done for. He's dead.
Yeah, ain't nobody checking for him.
Yikes.
Except his sister, who about to get booted out of rehab.
Yikes.
Where's Seamus? Where's Seamus?
The fact that she has an Irish accent is crazy. Despite the fact that her brother clearly doesn't.
Seamus should pay for the rehab.
Why does his sister sound like Walter Flynn? That's crazy. Diamond sent Jenard to meet with the SODs because of some personal shit. The leader of the SODs is clearly interested in having Diamond there, but lo and behold, here come the Serbs jumping, flying, shooting shit up. The scoreboard against the Serbs.
How the fuck he know that they was gonna be there? How did he know that? How did he know that they was gonna be meeting with the DSODs or whatever they?
How did the Serbs know that they were gonna meet with the?
How did they know they was gonna be there?
I have no idea.
And we already know Tommy can't be tailed, so they didn't follow them there. How the fuck did they even know? Let's end this. Let's go to the exact spot that he's going to be in 5 hours.
That's probably why I thought originally that the SODs were in on it, but then what happens later lets me know.
I mean, they killed them. Yeah. They killed some of them. So
yeah. The scoreboard against the Serbs versus Tommy is ever increasing, so they back out. Jenard has the chance to kill Tommy or let him die, but he kills the Serb coming after him. Because of the stunt that the Serbs pulled, the SODs want in on the coalition, meaning Mirkovic just fucked himself over.
Dude, really down bad. Like, I feel like the only cash flow he got is collections from Claudia. How are you keeping niggas paid with that right now, dog?
Well, you know what the Serbs do.
She's selling drugs to fucking what do you call them? Simps and losers at the strip club.
No, the Serbs have business in multiple cities though, so maybe they're.
But that's his city. He ain't getting no community collections. He's supposed to be kicking stuff upstairs.
Nah, fair enough.
I know somebody on his ass. If they was on Walter's ass, I know them Serbs on his ass.
Yeah.
My boy Jason about to come back to life and be like, what the hell is this shit? Ghost would have did 10 times better than this.
That's a fact. Jenard demands a thank you, and Tommy lets him know that the feds are after them. He also tells him to let Diamond know to get it together. Meanwhile, Diamond is hyping Leon up before his interview, and Stepfather of the Year shows bro how to tie a tie. After fumbling the first attempt, Leon says, maybe this isn't for me. My dad always says I'm not made for this stuff. That nigga told you that you wasn't made to tie a tie? Like, come on, bruh. The man that was doing coke in an alley with the woman he was cheating with told you that you're not man enough to tie a tie.
No. Remember, he wasn't cheating because they haven't been a couple for a while. So it really was fine, and Diamond whooped his ass for no apparent reason. They told him to leave his home for no reason.
Diamond.
Why couldn't the parole officer ever come around when this little boy was there? Why he never couldn't pop up when Diamond was mentoring his kid or nothing? Like, I swear to God, Diamond was literally never doing anything illegal. Anytime this man pulled up, it took. Well, I'm gonna hold that back. But just keep in mind that like nothing has ever really been going on when dude pulled up. Now he might see dudes moving packs in and out the basement,
but he has no.
But that ain't him.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Diamond dubs the call from Tommy to hype Leon up some more before the interview. The dudes hating on him couldn't even wait until Diamond walked off the same block before picking on him. Leon ends up giving bro a 2-piece, and because the nigga couldn't squabble, he pulls out the blick and shoots Leon when he wasn't looking. In broad daylight with a witness looking dead at them.
No, well, I mean, that part is logical because young killers are stupid.
Here's my other question.
The whole situation was fucking dumb.
Very dumb.
These niggas just pop out the woodwork while he on his way home. Like, I guess I understood where Diamond was coming from, letting him handle in his own business.
Sure.
But I would have at least got closer. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't have hung so far back. Because it was 2 of them.
Yeah. I
probably would have just stepped up to make sure, like, hey, yo, they running the fair ones right now. You step over there and let this shit happen, you know? That's to make sure.
Claude tells Shanti about the squeeze that the Serbs put on her. Shanti claims that she's the protection, and Claude claims they need to go to war with the Serbs, but Shanti doesn't want to.
I'm the protection. Sit your ass down. Tommy busting this bitch right now and want both y'all dead. What are you going to do? Tommy, listen, I can still help you. Let me work this out for you. So scheming ass. You ain't going to be able to scheme your way out of that when he finds you.
Yikes.
I'm the protection. Okay. She did scheme a nice way. I'm jumping ahead, but I can't help it at this point because it's relevant. So she did do a good job of finding a way to protect Claudia and their business and their money without Tommy deading them both.
She did, but at some point she's probably gonna have to give up Claudia.
No,
just not right now.
she's gonna have to reconcile that as well. But again, she's just like Stacy in that anybody is really up for grabs as long as I'm ascending. As long as I'm taking one step further to the goal, anybody's up for grabs, and Jenard included. Even though I really do think, now I've seen it a couple episodes now, it seems like they really working a 2-man weave here. Like they really in it.
Yeah,
but I just don't believe it, man. I don't believe if Jenard get a taste for that whoop chicken again. I just,
it's all over.
I don't think she's gonna be sticking around. That monkey get on his back. I don't understand. I don't think it's gonna be all bubbles and roses.
Yikes! Leon's mama pulls up. Did he not call her? Because she didn't know what was going on. That's I understand the guilt, but like,
so he had to do his thing at 6. And so it happened. She probably was coming right back to pick him up to take him to do the interview. And I mean, that's a crazy phone call to give, man. I can't. I don't know if I'd be able to even make that call, especially if I know she's on her way back here.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Like, damn. That shit just really happened. But it's crazy though, because it really wasn't his fault. But then again, I wouldn't have gave a shit at that moment, especially coming off the heels of the conversation they just had.
Sure.
Like, you couldn't imagine the amount of guilt she had to have felt to give that man that whole lecture, and then for the next day her son to be dead.
Yeah. But the thing is, him being a gangster and drug dealer literally had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
If anything, him being a nice guy is what caused it.
Yeah, I mean, I just...
Him being step
how can you convince her of that? Like, I brought her around here in these known drug areas, and you supposedly have all this nasty shit going on around you, and all of a sudden my son did. Yeah. Like, it's gonna be hard for him to try to explain, like, nah, that was from some other beef that he had before. Like, I ain't even know these little niggas. She's probably going to figure it out in time once they tell her what happened, once they find dude that did it. I feel like Diamond is going to probably clean dude up, obviously. And that's probably going to be like his gesture to her. Like, all right, yeah, I took care of, the people that took care of your son. But then I don't know if she's going to want that, because she's still going to be like, see, this is what you do. Yeah. You killed another little boy in my son's name. Mm-hmm. So he probably just need to, like, beat the hell out the little boy and then throw him in front of the police or something.
Especially when Leon was about anti-violence. Going to get that body back is nuts.
I don't think it's that nuts, man. But
it's not, but it is, I guess, given that little tidbit.
I mean, he couldn't claim that he was doing it in Leon's name for sure. He couldn't, because I don't think Leon would want that. But just for retribution's sake, because first of all, I don't think Homeboy is operating with a full deck right now. Anyway,
yeah,
and he's about to be on some real ruthless shit. Mm-hmm. It seems like. So.
Mm-hmm. Miguel walks down memory lane and reminisces about getting drunk at Maria's quinceañera. Maria uses the opportunity to tell bro to back up and get up out of her life. Che and Abuela seem to be getting cool over drinks, and Che explains to her that the Serb war would be bad for his pockets and possibly Miguel's life, which makes Abuela wonder if Che believes Miguel can handle the war. Miguel confirms to Abuela that she was right about Tommy trying to move up, and she tells bro that he needs to handle it.
She doesn't believe that. Che believes that he could crush them, meaning take them all out at once and not cost me an expensive war.
Sure.
All right? Like, if you thought that was possible, it was doable, you just let him do it and be done with it. But if you don't believe it, then you that's why you keep telling him to hold off. Mm-hmm. The Maria thing is really, really kind of treacherous, because it's like, on one end, I guess you should be able to have a conversation with your brother about wanting to be grown. But then, again, if he killed your ex-boyfriend, I would tread lightly, And it seems like she has somewhat of a legitimate fear that he might kill her. Just
kills
for the sign of disrespect.
Put holes in the hands of the other boyfriend, and he didn't even do anything.
He didn't do shit. Didn't do nothing. Just literally stopped her while she was, fleeing the scene.
Crazy.
Let the wrong nigga see.
Right. Tommy shows up to the quinceañera, and everybody seems upset that a white guy just pulled up. Maria seems mad, as she should, Miguel attempts to check Tommy, and Che asks who Tommy is. Tommy makes his move right in front of Miguel and Abuela, and Maria, who's watching from the side.
He has to. He got to. He has to make an impression, and he has to defend himself, and he got to get that tidbit in there about saving Miguel's life, too.
Mm-hmm.
Has to. Got to get it out there. Because now if I turn up dead, it's only one person who would have wanted me dead that much and could have gotten that close to me.
Yep.
You know? And now that we have established the only reason, you know what I'm saying, oh, well, you know, you can go ahead and cut off the Serbs because I'm making all this money, Che. Oh, well, I'm making all this money because of Tommy. So now my wheels are spinning. I could probably cut the payroll down in half if I just, you know, hey, yo, gringo.
Once again, Tommy has a loud-ass conversation outside of Miguel's establishment that anybody could end up walking in on at any moment. And why Tommy never considered Maria amongst...
this really felt like when he said end it, I thought he was going to show up at the quinceañera and take a shot at Che and Miguel and all of them, you know, being Merkovich. Because, like, that's the smarter play. The meeting with Tommy and the DSDs just kind of felt like random. And also, how the fuck? This would have felt like a much better target, not only for the Serbs to move in on, but also for the task force. All right, y'all don't have no idea that Miguel's Connect is in town and throwing a quinceañera and has all of these family members around. Is that not more pertinent right now than chasing Tommy Egan all over the place? Yep. I don't even understand what the task force. Do you really need a task force for Tommy Egan alone? Like just him, and that's the only person you want? I feel like this feels pretty NYPD-ish to me, or CHPD, or is it
CPD?
CPD? Chicago PD. I mean it. What? I understand there is a district attorney involved, and that makes it a federal case. But, like, besides that, what other federal assistance are we getting here? We getting wiretaps, drone footage? No? This feels like the pretty run-of-the-mill investigation. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see. Maria gets home, and, of course, Stacy shows up a minute later to discuss the man that she just got done arguing with. Stacy threatens homegirl with a RICO case, which is bullshit.
I might just get hit with the RICO. Yeah, like, how's she gonna get tied into a RICO? Like, she just went out there and told a bold-faced ass lie. Flat the fuck out.
You have no evidence of any of that.
None.
Besides the picture of them together.
You have, literally a picture of them together. You don't even have any evidence that they've been doing anything other than hearsay.
Yeah. And then apparently Stacy has some info on Lakeisha Grant and tells Maria to look into it.
Such a dummy. First of all, you got the wrong girlfriend. You need to be asking her about fucking Holly. That's who you needed to name drop. Your dumb ass gonna name drop somebody that somebody else killed.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, my enemy now and once best friend shot my girlfriend because she was going to turn criminal informant. Can you handle that, Maria? I mean, you know. You want me to tell you now or tell you later? Because we had the conversation about whether or not you actually want to know, and I want to know when you want to know the information. But again, that's that. As long as Tommy tells the truth, I didn't kill her.
Yep.
It was tragic. We was living together. I was helping raise her son, and then tragedy.
Somebody else killed her. Her best friend killed her.
Her best friend killed her. And killed her because she was going to turn informant on me. That is a weird person, like, to give as an example when you are trying to get her to turn witness for you. So, hey, we want you to work with us because Tommy is really, really dangerous. Also, here's an example of this woman who also died for trying to work with us. Appreciate it. Give me a call. Awesome sales pitch. Awesome.
Oh, terrible.
Awesome sales pitch.
Terrible.
You should sell cars.
Because Vic didn't allow Tommy to find Vargas's notebook, the feds do and find out that Vic was lying. Tommy meets up and talks with Jenard and Shanti. Shanti admits to Tommy that she's been working with Claude and the Serbs as a way to give Claude over to Tommy. Tommy uses that as an opportunity to make sure he knows everything going on with Claude and the Serbs.
You know what's funny is that they really piecing together this plan, right? But the conversations sometimes sound like two fucking crackheads talking to each other. Okay, don't get mad. Okay, don't get mad. But I did the shit I said I wasn't gonna do. God damn it! I thought you said. Now what was all that shit you was talking about? We gonna fatten up the cat and all that other shit. What was all that shit you was talking about? Huh? Nah, you right. I'll fix it though. How you gonna fix it? Nah, you know what we need to do? We just need to serve it up right now. We need to go ahead and dead that shit right now. Nah. I got another idea, babe. Just let me do it.
Yikes.
Literally what these conversations be boiling down to sometimes. But they actually piecing this shit together. I just feel like, I don't know, man. So much was sacrificed in the first 5 episodes of this shit. First 6, really. Mm-hmm. So much was sacrificed. So much time was really wasted on bullshit, sex scenes, and nonsense.
Yeah. Yep.
So much storytelling sacrifice because now it just doesn't have the kind of reveal to it. Doesn't have the levity.
It doesn't really like we're going anywhere right now.
You know,
we only got a couple
like
more episodes.
Like Vargas dying is okay. I'm sure that'll cause him some problems down the line, but you don't have to do a little bit more than that. You have to do a little bit more than that. And then the position that it happened in made it so that like we know that either something is going to happen as a result of it here in the last couple of episodes, or it's not going to matter and we'll pick it up next season.
Yeah.
Right? Like you leave us little to no choice to expound upon how that thread is going to affect all the players involved because, well, now we're in the last 3 episodes of the season.
And there's so much stuff now that some things kind of get mentioned little by little, and it's not going to lead to a big payoff because it's mentioned so little, such as the whole D-Mac situation, which will probably get picked up in season 3. But
D-Mac gonna fuck around and run into Tariq or some shit.
I hope not.
He gonna fuck around and go to.
I really hope not.
He gonna fuck around and go to Stansfield. Yeah, man, I needed to get out of Chicago, so I came to New York.
Yikes. Gross.
D-Mac gonna be in Stansfield and go season 4. Y'all watch.
Gross.
Y'all watch.
The world's worst father pulls up on Diamond's PO and mentions that Diamond has been around Leon and now Leon is dead.
Fam.
Someone actually explained to me how Diamond has been moving so sloppy to let this nigga get the drop on him.
He didn't. He was a specific plant for this purpose because where the fuck did he even come from? So you actually left your family, waited a week, and then somehow found his parole officer? How did you do that? I mean, I guess that would be public information, but dude didn't have a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
You know, like, just didn't, you weren't writing the most resourceful character.
No.
The smartest, the most intelligent.
Not at all.
He was just a brooding idiot 3 episodes ago. Now the motherfucker's smart enough that he can research Diamond Sampson and find out who his PO is. Or even that he was on parole. He spent 10 years in jail. Why do you even think he on parole? How would you even have that information? Where would you get it from? Oh, because the drunk and the junkie is very well connected in the streets, and he got information on Diamond Sampson.
Yep. Legit.
It was just very random and very convenient, right? And then add to that, like, what exactly makes this a credible accusation? We've been getting these accusations already. He was already having this question of whether or not he was still active in CBI. That was the whole point of you making him the speech, right? Making him do the speech. So why does one random individual with a beef pulling up on you make you automatically, oh yeah, no, that was right. Now, the shit that confirmed it is even wilder than that. The shit that confirmed it for him is even wilder than what rose the suspicion.
Diamond is so drunk that not only does he stop one of the couriers from doing their thing and moving the drugs around and money around.
So drunk and stupid all of a sudden. And just fucking dumb.
He takes all the money out and the drugs out and just dumps it on himself.
Yeah, don't take it downstairs where it'll be safely hidden behind a locked door that he'll need a warrant to get into. Leave it here so I can dump it all over myself and fall asleep. That is the stupidest shit. Now, I just got done giving a whole bunch of complimentary, comments and takes about this episode and the last, but that is some of the dumbest shit I have ever seen in television. Yet, Diamond needs to get caught up by his PO, and instead of writing something clever and intricate that the PO does to snuff Diamond out or make him admit that he's still dealing drugs. No, you know what we're going to do? Diamond's going to get so drunk that he sits in a barber's chair for several hours covered in drugs and money and doesn't care anymore. You might as well have had him go jump off a bridge. Why ain't gonna have him playing in traffic? Or sitting in a lonely room, poorly lit with a noose hanging down from the ceiling fan or some shit. Might as well. That's what you wrote. So paralyzed with grief that he will sit there covered in kilos and stacks in the middle of the barbershop with the door unlocked. What the fuck? I guess he should have went and repositioned the security cameras directly on his chair, his face, and had the videotape ready and available for any person that walked in too. I mean, since we're just being that obvious. Mm-hmm. What in the hell?
Stupidest shit ever.
Tommy showing up, seeing the shit, not locking the door or pulling down the drape. Or pulling down the fucking drape. So you walk in, oh shit, bunch of kilos on the ground, bunch of money on the ground. Oh shit. My first thing is go lock the fucking door so don't somebody else come in here.
The second you see drugs, lock. And I actually thought he did lock it, but he turned off the light or turned on the light.
And there's a drape right there on the window. They wouldn't have seen anything. He wouldn't have seen a fucking thing.
Well, he probably still would have. Well,
he would have came there, knocked, and left. He ain't got no warrant to come up in there.
Yeah.
And then if he did come into there and see some shit, not to mention if Diamond had just taken the shit downstairs or left it out of plain sight somewhere locked away, anything he would have found there wouldn't have been admissible in court. Because he didn't have a warrant to search any of that shit. Now, do you still need a warrant if you're talking about a parolee is the question. To search the premises.
Maybe not, but he also went in there without knocking, so...
Do you have to do that?
He would have to have a reasonable reason for going in.
In the first place.
Yeah, he's a parolee, so... No, you can't just...
So it was over with the moment he walked in there.
Yeah, but you can't barge into people's houses just because they're a parolee. Or their place of business, I guess.
They don't have to have advance notice of a visit, though.
That's fair.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's one of those gray areas that we just...
That will not be answered on Power.
Right. Stacy shows the notes to Vic and then claims the deal is null and void and that he's going to prison unless he implicated Tommy in Vargas' death.
Fam. Stop it. Stop it. Like, we just gonna take the ultimate leapfrog and just cheat. You already got all this evidence on him, apparently. We created this task force. We've been working on it for months. And you're gonna flush it all down the toilet and probably let Vic off because you're trying to cheat. Now, who could have possibly predicted that the entire case was going to be linchpinned on something as stupid as this and it was going to fall to the ground? Because we all see it, right? Vic is the linchpin to the case. He's the eyewitness to the murder of Vargas. The murder of Vargas is what's going to be able to have them pull Tommy in, right? And really turn up the pressure and get this thing going and go for an official charge and then eventually a conviction, because that's the aim. If Vic is the linchpin to all of that, and Vic ends up being the guy who shot Vargas, and they find that out during trial, what do you think happens to the case? Tommy goes free. Power season 4. Or Force.
Yes. Tommy meets with Jenny Sue and she claims her source got walled out because there's an active informant on the case. So now Tommy knows he has a snitch.
Crazy. So really, the only thing that Stacy actually did was tip her hand to Tommy and give him time to figure out that he has an informant before you're able to charge him with anything. So I guess thanks for shaking those trees. Thanks for shaking those trees. Smart. Because without that, he would have never known that there was a task force and had no reason to have Jenny Lou, his favorite lawyer, go in and check into it and then come back to tell him that he has a criminal informant within his organization.
Smart. Genius. Impeccable.
It's real great work detective work there, man. Aren't you so glad that they have a task force?
They're not going to have one soon. You fucking up. Tommy pulls up on Diamond and Diamond is out here wilding. Worst quote of the season, maybe? I'm fucking Diamond Sampson. I'm a drug dealer and I get kids killed. What is this? What is this writing?
He turned into Leon's daddy. I'm a drug dealer and I get kids killed.
Terrible.
Tommy, it legitimately was not his fault, man. Somebody needs to tell Diamond that wasn't his fault.
Facts.
Can't be Tommy. Also, did you peep the fucking sinister Joker smile from Tommy while he was going through that shit? Why are y'all doing this, man? Why are y'all doing this? Like, I swear to God that this is another Ghost arc. I'm gonna be out well before you reach it. I swear to God, we will. We will move on and find something else to watch. If this is just James St. Patrick all over again, oh, we loved him, he's our protagonist until we have to tear him down and deconstruct him as a character before we kill him. I'm not going on that ride again. I'm just not going to do it. It's even more unoriginal than some of the plots in these shows, and I'm just not going to do it twice. So if that's where we're headed,
that would just further prove that they write in circles.
Signal harder. Please signal harder that that's what we're doing. What would be the point? Why would he be so happy about what is going on with Diamond right now after he just slit this man's throat? And first of all, so much worse than what we actually should have done. So much worse. Like, first of all, let's just talk about the practicalities of what the fuck happened here.
Okay.
Right? So now we have possibly 2 law enforcement officers who came to this building and have never been seen again. Now, the one possible one is Seamus Finnegan, who we haven't seen any smoke or blowback
for.
No one
doesn't give a shit about.
Right now, we're operating under the assumption that he didn't tell anybody he was going over there. And why would he when he was going to extort somebody for money?
Sure.
But that is an assumption. And that is an assumption that could fuck you in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have a second police officer who came to this location. And the likelihood of him telling somebody that he came over here is very high.
Mm-hmm.
Because he came to investigate a parole violation. He would have every reason to let someone know that he was coming to see you. Log it in the books, send a text to his wife, talk to his kids, talk to a partner, talk to a coworker. Somebody knows that he came to see you. Not to mention his cell phone is on him, so his cell phone pinged in your area. Mm-hmm. Not to mention any of the cameras that were on their way to the barbershop that picked him up on CCTV. If there isn't a fucking camera anywhere on that block that shows his car parked there.
Mm-hmm.
What you would have had to do is set this shit up somewhere else to make it seem like he got robbed or something like that, and it ain't have any shit to do with you, and that you saw him, everything was cool, he went on about his business, and all that shit happened after. That's what you would have liked to have had. And since you cut his fucking throat with a razor knife, which any pathologist or coroner will probably be able, medical examiner will probably be able to match back to some sort of straight edge razor. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Mr. Barber, which would make you fucking suspect number 1.
Well, especially
he was coming here and he was killed with a straight edge razor.
Especially with the power theatrics where they had his blood literally splurt out of his neck.
Everywhere. You're going to have that place professionally cleaned twice over.
Yeah.
And then it'll probably still be something there.
Yep.
It's just the way that all went down. It's 2 of y'all. Y'all both got guns. He's a lowly fucking PO officer. He ain't even got a radio to call nobody. He can't call backup.
And Tommy's already being investigated.
Like, fam, y'all should have did away with him and took his ass somewhere else and moved his car as fast as you possibly could. But no, we probably had to spend several hours cleaning up all this blood and moving his body and burying him somewhere. And eventually, when somebody finds his black ass, you're going to be suspect number 1. If you're not already suspect number 1 from him being missing. I don't think Homeboy is the same as Seamus Finnegan. The only person looking for Seamus is in rehab.
My problem with the whole thing is that Diamond feels dumb guilty about getting Leon killed. He doesn't want to be like his father. And the one chance he has to kind of right his wrongs and just accept that he's, I guess maybe even going to prison for it, he decides to kill a man, become a bigger beast. Like, I just, that leap doesn't really make sense to me.
I mean, dude had to die.
Sure.
Dude had to die. There was no getting out of that. He had already shown you that you wasn't going to bribe him.
Sure.
And the fact that he coming in here gooberish as hell by himself with his little revolver on his hip and his cuffs tells you just how disillusioned this man is into who he's fucking with. So, no. There wasn't gonna be any type of getting out of that once he saw what happened. The issue is that you were sitting in a barbershop chair with kilos and stacks. All of the two things that get you locked up for drug trafficking. The two exact things, drugs and money. Yeah, let me just sit here until somebody discovers me and takes me back to jail was the purpose, I guess.
The only thing worse would have been if you had a gun on you. Right?
It is just absolutely stupid. That was the dumbest part of this episode.
Agreed. I think to me, it made more sense that Tommy be the one to kill him because, again, he's literally just paralyzed.
Yeah, like, damn, bro, why you wave him off from shooting him if you was going to do that? That's, again, infinitely worse. So much worse. Now, again, there's ways out of it. You get rid of the razor, obviously. You get rid of his body, put his body in a place where he will not be found. Mm-hmm. Obviously, clean all that. Get rid of his fucking car and make sure any evidence that he was in that area at that time is gone so that they have nothing to connect you back. And there were no witnesses. It doesn't seem like it.
Mm-hmm. Damn, bro, you a professional?
I watch a lot of Power. But right now, if they can put two and two together, where was he going? Where was his last stop? And then they find his body. Diamond's fucked. I mean, he's screwed.
Yep.
Give us your thoughts on episode 8 of Power Book 4, Force. Put your comments in the prompt below. Like, share, subscribe. Come back next week.
Absolutely. And make sure you check out our playlist full of Power Book 4 Force reviews, as well as Power Book 2 Ghosts, Power Book 3 Raising Kanan. And make sure you subscribe, like he said, because we will be reviewing the rest of the season.